Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. So we had a pretty large update last night on JP Dokkan. We had a ton of sort of like updates. I mean, we literally had characters straight up get additions to their passives and buffed to kind of make up for like a weird interaction with active skills. Like there's a lot. I did a video sort of covering all of the characters from the data download, but I feel like I want to do another data download video going over a lot of this stuff, right? Which I'm probably going to do, because again, there was just a huge amount of things happening between the, what was it, the 8 free-to-play characters. You know, we have world tournaments. Again, characters just got straight up buffed, which I think is really good. And then, of course, we also have seemingly this. So there is, looks like a new mechanic, Dokkan Field, is coming potentially for the worldwide download celebration. Now, again, we saw that here. Let me actually pull this up, but we saw a couple of these characters get buffed. That whole like again, like sort of like active skill, like interaction type thing. That is typically the type of thing that happens right before like a new character is going to come out that has that type of thing. So my guess is that with Worldwide, we're going to get a character, you know, just think of like a blue Goku and Vegeta that may be guard in base. And then you use active skill, you know, fuse in a Vegito Blue, and then he's not gonna actually have guard once he fuses. Maybe he's got like damage reduction or something, right? But like, because that sort of weird interaction, like typically those types of characters end up like guarding their first turn transforming. So they just sort of officially added it now, where a lot of these characters have that type of ability, like officially for their first turn, which for several of these characters, no matter how you slice it, it's just a straight up buff. The characters are just now better. I think that this Dokkan Field mechanic is also very likely to be tied to whichever like major character we're going to be getting from Worldwide. This is very likely to be, again, a new Worldwide download celebration mechanic. Worldwide in the past has brought new things to us. I mean, you know, it's just the exchange, you know, is something I could just mention right away. Now, a lot of times it's like, you know, exchange is just transformation, standby skills are just active skills, right? But this does seem to be a little bit more of like a new thing. So, all right, so these were added with the apt update 5.14.0. So we've got a couple of new things, including this new icon right here. Now, the thing about this icon, this straight up looks like this is... I mean, doesn't this just look like a menu option? Like, this is like a main menu option, isn't it? So, okay. Let's keep going. Whole thing reminds Proton of Yu-Gi-Oh! And how field cards work in that game, right? Where you could just, yeah, drop a card and, yeah, right. Alright, so we've got this from Thieving 6 as well. So let's see. So, a field can be attached to one or more cards, specifically to their passive or active skills. Field triggers based on its own conditions. Okay. Fields could have a turn duration, but could be permanent. And they could have complete, full, multi-effect passives, just like cards. There will be a field button on the card page to a related field details. Oh, okay. So that's like, so like in the actual like character, like, okay. I'm gonna go in game in 2 seconds, so we're gonna look at this. That's interesting. Okay. So there's gonna be an update to straight up just like the kind of like the character card as well. All right. There will be a field button on the card page to related field details. Fields can affect enemies. Okay. There's a button during gameplay. Fields will have an animation effect on the background. No special flag hiding fields. A field could appear in any future data download without another APK update. Okay. Let me just quickly jump over and let's just go ahead and take a look at one of these cards, right? So let's just flip over real fast. Okay. So here we have, this is just LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So there's going to be a field button, like I guess, like on one of these where we'll be able to see it. Like, I assume it might be in here, right? Like, kind of like in one of these sections, maybe. Now, that little icon right there looks like one of these. So it does make me wonder if we're going to see sort of like, you know, like an actual, like field menu. They very recently just made support memories a menu. So, you know, it would not surprise me. And, I mean, again, if you take a look at that, and then we head back over, like, that's literally the same thing. So, looks like there's going to be one of those that's going to have it. Now, again, I would assume that we're probably not going to see this in-game for probably a couple of weeks still. And this also is not on global Dokkan yet. That's not like a big deal, like, oh my god, like literally global could get it like in the data download that brings the characters, and they get like a maintenance and sort of like an app update, right? So I'm not really too concerned about that. So, okay, so here's these new things. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so now I guess we could sort of start to speculate. So fields, right? So this is something that a character could create. Again, if you think of a Dokkan Field, think of like a background. Like, well, one of the easiest examples of a character that can come to mind is Bobbity, right? Bobbity literally just teleports them to different battlegrounds, right? Like he teleports them to Pui Pui's planet to, you know, because it has the extra gravity, and they think it's going to be an advantage to Pui Pui. So there are certain characters. I mean, several come to mind, right? Bobbity. I think we could also say Goku Black. Funnily enough. Actually, there's two Zamasu characters I could do this, huh? So we could go to Zamasu. There's two different things that we could get with Zamasu that could have this. Goku Black with the Scythe Rose. Remember, I mean, he kind of like, you know, flips that scythe and then creates like that like giant rift and stuff like that. That easily could be one. Then there's also this right here. Let me pull this up on the second monitor. I think we'll just... It's usually referred to as Infinite Zamasu, right? Yeah, this right here. Like, this so easily could be one of these field cards right here. This. Like, the Infinite Zamasu, where it's just kind of like that could be the background. That could be interesting. So, right away, we've identified two characters from potential, like the Future arc. Future, I think, is either going to be worldwide or anniversary, upcoming. I think one of those two is very likely to be like a future-themed celebration. To me, seems very, very likely. That would be cool. I think an Infinite Zamasu, you know, they certainly could easily make like a Fusion Zamasu, Infinite Zamasu type card with like a different name that could work well, a Fusion Zamasu and stuff like that. I think that could work. So we have Goku Black, a potential Zamasu or Fusion Zamasu. I think Hit, to me, sounds very likely. Hit and his time skip. I mean, look at what we just... Legends just got an incredible hit, right? Where you could actually do this time skip and you just lock an enemy in place and can just, like, pound on them for a little while, right? Like, potentially, maybe we would get a similar type of thing for hits, right? And again, it said that there could be multiple, you know, like parts of a passive to this. This could affect enemies, allies. Like, I think Hit doing a time skip could certainly be one of these as well. I think we also potentially, for another one that could... the page froze, god damn it. I think another potential is Majin Buu. Remember, Buu absorbs them, like he absorbs Vegito, and then Goku and Vegeta are just inside his body. I think that is something we potentially could see. Potentially like a Buuhan that would have like a Dokkan Field, or maybe a Buu Tanks or something like that. That's another one we potentially could see. So this is good. I mean, there's characters I think, like, you know, just what I personally would want, right? Like, what are characters I want in the game? You know, Hit would buff Dokkan Fest Kale, and it looks like he would work with this Dokkan Field mechanic, right? Goku Black has very strong villain links, is also a very hype character. He would work with this Dokkan Field mechanic, right? Like we have, and Buuhan. These are characters that could buff major releases this year that need help. So this definitely does look interesting. I'm definitely intrigued by this. Seems like Worldwide Download Celebration this year is definitely going to be pretty fire. if we have some grand new mechanic like this, and we'll see how this is gonna work. I don't know. This doesn't really seem like an item or like a support memory or something like that. It seems even different. Like this is just gonna be. It's almost like another type of active skill where like it's like, you know, a character we'd get to a turn and they could, you know, just flick up or flick down for the standby or active skill. This just seems like something that characters are gonna have, right? So this is interesting. This definitely looks really, really good. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Dokkan Fields, but obviously new mechanics, new things like this to spice it up and freshen up the gameplay, I think is a really good idea. And I mean, there is numerous characters. I mean, I could think of like, it's a manga thing, but there, you know, at one point Blue Goku takes a villain and he's, you know, using instant transmission and they're just going all over the universe fighting in a bunch of different spots, right? Like I think of like a card like that, like every turn, you know, you just teleport to like a different place. It's just, it's interesting. It's interesting. I do like the idea of this. We'll see what it looks like it's going to be implemented like, but I do like that several of the more hype potential options, like Buhan and Fusion Zamasu and stuff like that, fit very well with this. So let me know what you guys think about Dokkan Fields, a new mechanic presumably coming for the Worldwide Download Celebration. I'm pretty excited. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys next time.